Hello, welcome to the 17th race of the UHTS Track Series here at Monza. We only have 2 races to go after this, and as I kept saying, we're starting to get in the championship mode, especially now. I think pretty much as long as you're in the top 10, you pretty much got a shot at the championship, but you could have some surprises. Gabe Carraz took the points lead last week, just out of the blue. He never led before, so anything can happen. A few cars failed to qualify for today's race, including road race ace David Yankee, Gilbert Trujillo, Sam Yankee, Munib Peskic, and Suleiman Barami withdrew from the lineup. Ryan Cook got the pole at a road course, his specialty in the number 50 NASCAR Nixon Ford, but we had an incident very early on. We don't have caution at the road courses. Lap 1, first straightaway, Cedio's going to turn the 62 car around, and everyone's going to pile in right behind him. I see Don Coy. Oh! A lot of hard impact in the back of the pack. This is Dan O'Neill in the 0-2. He's going to hit the wall hard. Oh! Going to nearly go through that fence. We are looking at above the helicopter shot. As you can see, the car just kind of clustered up the straightaway. And like everyone got involved. Here's a close call. This is from the back of one of the cars. I forget who. Matt Evans is just going to barely miss this wreck, which is unusual. He usually gets caught in the first wrecks on road courses. 13 cars involved with this crash. Dan O'Neill, Maria Camiso, Shelby LeGray, Andrew Wiegand, Matt Corio, Robert DeFrank, Ian Perfetti, Josh LeMayo, Michelle Sedino, Brian Valentine, Don Corio Jr., John Sedino, and Adam Dunlap. The most cars involved with a wreck this season. But coming out of the cars, Bob Sedino would overtake the lead in the number 0 Ford Price Chopper Chevy. He won earlier this year at Belle Isle, Detroit. He's hoping to put another road course win under the notch of his belt. He leads over Ryan Cook and championship contender Tyler Benoit. Different look for Michelle Sedino's car this week. She's not in the 55 car like usual. The 55 car failed to qualify for the race, and she's just on the verge of not being locked in. So they asked if Suleiman Barami could let her drive the car and rack up the owner points to get into the top 20, so she would be locked into Ashta Reichring. They allowed it, and she's doing fairly well today. Top 10. Matt Corio also has a different look to his car. He got released from the number 8 following the DNQ at Richmond from City-led Motorsports. He's with Death Knight Racing now, driving the old Jeff Evans machine. Ryan Cook is in the 50, so he wasn't able to drive it. He will drive the car for the rest of the season and potentially next season. Points leader Gabe Carraz is going to pit early due to cutting a tire due to shrapnel from the big pileup early on in the race. But we would see another incident soon afterward on lap 5. Near the front of the pack, Renee Gagnon was having a good run in 4th until she's going to just kind of drive off the racetrack and into the gravel pit. They would have to get the tow truck to pull her out of there. She would lose time on the leader and a few laps as well. Tyler Smith was having a good race. Very disappointing run for him at Richmond, 15th. He's been trying to win this championship, and has not had the points lead since his win at Bristol. Though he's been up near the top there, he's a contender, and he is 4th, running with championship competitors Tyler Benoit and Brian Valentine, so all's well and good for him. Maybe if he can move up a few spots, could add to his points. Russell Curry is also having a good day, running in the top 10, just behind Will Coleman. The number 10, the Silverstone winner, has proved they can run on a road course. You could do well today. The Arcurotech car, running strong. Andrew Wiegand got heavy impact from the first wreck and fell off the pace by, I believe, 7 laps or so. He was holding up the leaders. They could not get by the number 40. He's been holding his ground. This is not the first time people have had trouble with him on a road course. At Motorsport, he was spinning cars out. And Tyler Smith was obviously really annoyed because later on, 1 lap later, he could have run the 40 car off the racetrack almost. So a lot of people not happy with Andrew Wiegand and his defensive driving. But we did have an incident on lap 19. John Sedino had worked his way up to the 5th place position. But going into the turn, Gagnon's going to check up. He's going to get turned by Brian Valentine and sent to the wall. They would have to call a wrecker out, and he would be towed. He would stay on the lead lap, however. Pit stops a lap afterward. That's why John Sedino stayed on the lead lap. everyone came down, with the exception of I believe a few cars stayed out that pitted from the previous caution. After pit stops, though, no one was able to overtake Bob Sedino. He kept the lead over Tyler Benoit and is stuck behind Andrew Wiegand once again. He would eventually work his way by, but we had an incident coming up pit road, and this led to several incidents. Will Coleman's going to be running down the racetrack, while slow Tyler Smith and Rene Gagnon are in front of him. He's going to run into Rene Gagnon. Oh, dear Lord! Car number 85 is going to go... Oh, Brian Broad almost hit into him. And, oh God, that's his teammate Ian Perfetti is going to hit him hard. Shelby LeGray's also involved, and a bunch of other cars are going to slow down. Josh LeMayo's going to run into it too. Okay, this is from Will Coleman's view. He's going to hit into Rene Gagnon, and oh, he's going to clip the barrier. That car, it went rocking across the racetrack. He's going to back up, and I think he tries to even himself out, but he doesn't see his teammate there. And he gets sent across the racetrack, twice. Another incident on lap 22. This was a bunch of slow cars from that. Maria Camiso gets into another car there. Matt Corio gets slown. Oh! Another car goes flying in. Michelle said, oh, wow. Okay. A lot to look at here. This is from Matt Corio. He's going to down, and he's going to hit the 67 and just flip the car over in the infield, and he drives it away, too. Oh, this is a wild race. This is another angle. This is Don Corio Jr., the car he hit. And, okay, he clipped the back of it as the 67 hit the wall. I mean, how often does that circumstance happen? And this would lead to one more incident on this lap. Ryan Cook's going to drive through all of this, pretty much, but is not going to make it all the way through. There's Maria Camiso, who's slow after hitting another car there. He's going to run into the number 26. Both cars are going to go spinning out. Not too much damage to Ryan Cook. He would keep it racing, but Maria Camiso would stall on the racetrack soon afterward. Every other car would avoid it. No incidents there, except for incident on lap 24. This was unrelated. In the same turn, Rene Gagnon has had trouble in this turn, either spinning out herself or causing others to spin. Here's the third time she's done it. Tyler Smith is going to go into the gravel, and that's going to ruin his good run today. He was running top 5. He will be dropped back to the teens. Incident lap 25. This was the last one of the day. Russell O'Keefe is going to try and pass Tyler Smith, who come off pit road, and just going to lose and get into the wall. He was trying to redeem himself from what happened last week where he smashed into the pace car. This is from Matt Evans' view, who I must say is having a brilliant day. He's running top 5 at the current time. So Russell O'Keefe would keep going. He was so far ahead of other cars, he only dropped 2 spots. Josh LeMayo was the car right behind him after this caution. Josh LeMayo was involved with the first wreck, and he was involved with that tussle on lap 22. But he's going to rebound back to get a top 10. Car number 61, the U.S. Chrome Machine, the Sonoma winner, doing well. Tyler Benoit tried to catch up to Bob Sedino in the late portions of the race, but lap traffic kept him down. Bob Sedino would go on to win his second race here at Monza. Good job to the number 04 Price Chopper Chevy team and crew and driver. They deserve this win. They led every single lap today, including the pit stop laps. He will go up there with John Sedino and Maria Camiso as a 2-time winner. Good job. These were the race results. Bob Sedino won the event. Tyler Benoit would finish second, and his teammate Matt Evans in third. Brian Broad's going to pull off a strong 4th place as Russell O'Keefe gets 5th. Josh LeMayo 6th, Adam Dunlap 7th, Curley 8th, Valentine 9th, Murphy rounds up the top 10. John Sedino was the last car in the lead lap, and the pole sitter Ryan Cook was 12th. Gagnon and Corio and Smith were all a lap off the pace. LeGray 2 laps, Corio Jr. and DeFrank 4, Wiegand and Camiso 7, Perfetti, Coleman, and Dan O'Neill were unable to finish the race. These are the point standings following today's race at Monza. Gabe Carraz is still the points leader by 10 points over Tyler Benoit. Brian Valentine sits 3rd, Tyler Smith 4th. John Sedino is in 5th, Andrew Wiegand is up there in the points. Will Coleman, who won earlier at Charlotte. Brian Brodt, the Zandvoort winner, and Bob Sedino is going to work his way into 10th with today's win. The top 15 have a shot at the championship as we head to our next venue in Österreichring. So I hope to see you guys there at the Austrian Road Course.